Okay. I've just restarted this live stream. It's a new live stream, but the camera feed seems to be flickering in Chrome. What is happening? If you are tuning into this, if I'm going to keep it up on my YouTube, welcome to the restart of my crashed live stream. It stopped flickering. That's a good sign. Okay. Welcome. Been working on this portrait of Noam Chomsky. I think I've spent 15 minutes working on it, but it was a 52-minute stream because most of the time it was like the stream is not working. I'll just have a look over. Oh, it says, yeah, I'm live. That's nice. It says I have excellent connection. Nobody's watching, but I'm live. Okay. Yeah. Oh, you're the one watching. Okay. Cool. Let's keep going. I'll go live on Instagram again. Hope it doesn't crash and I lose everything again. But maybe I could. To make this more interesting on Instagram, I would just like put it over here, and you can see here's. I'm doing this over on YouTube, and you could come watch it, and maybe it will work out because I just had a stream crash, and I'm going to continue now. So Noam Chomsky, I've restarted my live stream. It's got a different link now, but if you want to go to YouTube and have a look, or you could just like, as you're scrolling through Instagram, you can flick back and forward here and see how things are going. Thank you to my dear friends in Zoom. And thank you to the people who stayed on YouTube, trying, hoping, optimistically, faithfully, the true believers who stayed on, waiting for the stream to restart. But unfortunately, Chrome needed a break on my computer. But here we are. I'll occasionally maybe look at the Instagram chat, but I'm going to mainly be focused on YouTube and my Zoom friends. So yeah, I'm doing this live stream because Noam Chomsky is a legend. And the idea was to do a watercolor portrait with my watercolor friends, or Procreate, or whatever you feel like using. But I do have observational drawing and watercolor portraiture class, and some friends who are participating in my courses are hanging out in Zoom. No one's asked me any questions about painting yet, but there hasn't been much painting. There's been mostly technical issues. But here we are. Okay. Yeah, if people can, feel free to ask questions on Instagram, but Shannon will answer them. Here's the reference I'm working from, and here's how it's going. So I think the issue with my live stream initially was because I was trying to. There was a Zoom video that was trying to process in the background because I just did a Let's Face It live, which you can watch if you're part of Let's Face It. You can watch it in the Facebook group for Let's Face It. And yeah, the video was like processing in the background, and then my computer was just not dealing well with what I was asking of it. And I got kicked out of my live stream a couple of times, and it kind of came back, and people came back and joined me, and I was so happy, and I thought it was going to work out, and then I was kicked out again and started a new live stream. And we'll see. Yeah, I feel just as happy. Kittens. I'm just as happy. I'm a bit like shaken about in the painting process. I'm like, what am I doing? What should I do? It's been a distracting painting session with all of the background issues. Good night. Sweet dreams. Thank you for joining. For trying. My pleasure. Yeah. That's cool. Bye. This bit here. Yeah, it's good, isn't it? Yeah. All right. I'll leave it. And I guess but that happens sometimes. Right? Sometimes it's like, oh, here's this really nice, unintentional, cool thing happening. I'm like, oh, gotta keep that, and then you like sneeze and paint over it or whatever, and it's like, oh. I've had it in tutorials I'm filming. I'm like, oh, there's this really nice, like this highlight here is really cool, and I'm just like, oh, now it's gone. Oh well. How's everyone going on Instagram? I have a YouTube live stream going on if you want to see this, like from the front. Oh no, just as I say that, like Chrome is like stopped again. I don't know what is going on. Yeah. I think it calls for some hot pink. Praying to my YouTube channel. What was that? Prayers out. Thoughts and prayers for my YouTube channel. Oh, thanks, love hearts. So I had this idea about like doing something loose with this, and started with a really loose drawing, and then had like an intermission of technical issues, and now I'll just kind of, I don't know, keep doing this. You can say hi on Instagram since there's only one person watching on YouTube. If anyone just wants to say hi, feel free. Tell me how Noam Chomsky has altered your perception of the world and give you a sense of community. And yeah, that's what I was talking about before, like things started going wrong with the stream, was that was something which I felt amongst all of the clarity of the terrible things that he has often shed light on. That in spite of the kind of the gravity of how bad things are, that there was just this sense of like optimism, hope and strength in community, which has been really important. Like it was a great realization at the time when I was just like all this. Yeah, I mentioned earlier in the stream, which failed, about the first work of Chomsky's that I heard as an audiobook was Understanding Power. And it just like talks about all this historical stuff that happened. It's just like, oh my goodness, how can this be real? But it all makes so much sense, makes so much terrible sense. And yeah, no, there's just so much going on that makes so much terrible sense and is so much injustice. But then, yeah, his is a really clear voice of being like aware of these things, but that message of like the and the feeling of dread and isolation that is conjured by like the state of the world, that it's important to like realize, actively work against that feeling of dread and isolation by participating, organizing, being part of for change. So yeah, there was a moment where you were talking about the Workers' Party, Ed, and that was really interesting to hear about. Be interesting to know like how you came to be active in Belgian politics. Yeah, because like I often kind of, amongst family life and just trying to figure out like how to live and how to be in the world, and then there's all these kind of it can be so daunting, like everything that's going on, and like how to act in the world when there's so much injustice and terrible things happening. Yeah, so that's something I've over the past years given a lot of thought to, like what is it that I want to do with my work? How do I participate? What do I want to say? And yeah, it's just interesting. Yeah, and it was cool to hear from you, Ed, about that. I saw Nicole said, I remember first reading Chomsky at uni, studying politics. What a revelation was to find his work. I must return to it. This is a great reminder. Yeah, you're welcome. It is a great reminder. Oh yeah, I can put, something's going on. I can put that up now. The stream's working. Some eyes have joined. Thank you. So you're saying before you have the soothing sounds of Yanis Varoufakis on in the background while you're working? He was, yeah, what were you about to say? To cancel him. Yeah, he was going to be speaking in Berlin and he was denied entry to Germany. Yeah. And I'm not sure I understand the whole backstory, but I think Yanis Varoufakis was the the Minister of Finance in Greece, and basically said like the crippling debt that has been imposed upon Greece. What was it? He was just like, we can't and we're not going to pay this back, or something. So he really and his party really took a stance, and it's really interesting to learn about like. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. And he still isn't, it seems. And I feel like always, but particularly now, like it's just because I guess now is what we are living in. What's the things that are going on? The only thing that is real right now is now. Like there's so much. We were talking about it earlier. Just like it's kind of head wagging, terrible and nonsensical things going on. And it's something. It's interesting. I was talking to Kira about it, because when I'm working, like if I'm painting, I'm often able to listen to podcasts and educate myself, listen to audiobooks. And some of the things that I was recently talking with Kira about, it's just like, when do you get to take in all this information? Like, how do you, like, just say most people that are like trying to get the bills paid, just don't have the opportunity to be even aware of these things, which is, yeah, like it's just living life. Just trying to pay the bills. In my case, like having the family fed, and there are just these like the everyday issues of survival. There are these large scale political things happening in the background that a lot of people maybe aren't aware of, or don't have the capacity to be busy with it. Because I generally think most people, I would think, would have an idea of fairness in the world, and like what would be what feels good. And when things are happening and big decisions are being made which just seem terribly unfair and don't feel good, that like most people would kind of resonate with that and understand that, I think. So it's I guess there's a lot of kind of machinery in the background which has led to the current state of where things are. But yeah, it's interesting just to be like, how can we be in the current situation and, you know, do our best, live. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and just having, like, I guess that can just be a total, you know, luxury. It'd be nice if it was a standard kind of, if everyone had, because there's so much, like in Chomsky's books, and so many things that are discussed. Like there are so many informative platforms, and there's so much access to information. But I guess it's the delivery, like how are people able to take in the wealth of truthful information that's out there, as opposed to the less or truthful or perhaps manipulative stuff which is being delivered without being asked. Because I guess that's a lot of the information that people have ready access to. A lot of the opinions that people have is like it's delivered with no effort, and can be very disconcerting and manipulative. Yeah? Which one? Could do like an oracle with it. Just flip open a Chomsky book and see what he has to say. Mm-hmm. What is it in Dutch? What's it called in Dutch? Oh, okay. The Withdrawal is the original title. Do you want to just open a random page and read a sentence, and we'll see, like an oracle, what he has to say? In Dutch. Yeah, when I listened to Understanding Power, I felt like he was able to very well convey the interconnectedness of so many terrible things in history, and how so much of it is impacted and orchestrated by US imperial interests. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that kind of the repetitive nature of the subject. Yeah, and it's like every conflict, wherever it is in the world, like it's just, you know, it's basically about controlling land and resources, whatever the case, whatever's told about it, whatever justification is made up. Yeah, yeah, and I think there's some stuff that I listen to. Like I feel like the science and non-duality, they have really been another. I feel like uplifting, empowering influence of being like it. It is possible and it's necessary to envision a different future or a different present. Like we, yeah, it's weird to see things just replaying, like being reenacted, and to be like, oh, like where's the learning, um, where's the progress? um, but it's like being we kind of, for some reason, like people slip back into kind of mindsets that have kind of never worked out. It seems like looking back historically, like never really made things better, and just led to more conflict. But to be like there, like we have to be able to envision alternatives, and they they talk to lots of people, which I think can offer really good perspectives. Yeah. 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 That's a good point. That yeah, trying to make things better in your immediate vicinity, because when you like look at all the things happening in the world, and it's like what, like, but what's within your power to be able to do, and there are things that we can do. But if you look at like this scale of what's going on, and then yeah, and I guess yeah, that thing of just being like, what can you do? Like, who can you? What kind of positive effect, rather than just falling victim to a helpless mentality? Like, what decisions can you make that will improve the quality of your life and those around you, and like let that kind of expand into the world. Hi, Lewis. Yeah, I hope it doesn't stop again. It's working out now. That was interesting. Hello, Instagram people. I'm streaming on YouTube right now, and I put this up here on Instagram because I was kicked off of my live stream and just thought I'd put it up here. Yeah, I'm not totally sure where I'm at with the painting process at the moment, but I'm enjoying just sitting here working on it. But it's getting pretty late, so I may come to a conclusion soon. Hi. I wonder, maybe the blue side, the shadow side, could be a bit shadowier. Just have a look. I don't know if people are still. Oh, there was a comment. Steph said hi. Germany won. Did they? Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. It was a big deal when Shannon was in college. No, I'm not talking to you. Welcome home. Sorry, what did you just say? Didn't really. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hattest du zufällig Hollys Einhornkette eingesteckt?
No, I had like some weird Pokemon necklace, but not the unicorn one.
I took it off in the swimming pool, and I was pretty sure I put it in the bags,
Okay.
but it's not there.
What university was he working at? Or has he been? I thought a friend from Boston said that he was maybe teaching there, but I don't know. Okay. MIT and the University of Arizona. Yeah, I mentioned in the first version of the stream that there was this conversation that some of his colleagues and that had been students and friends of his were talking about how he's he's still working on important stuff. It'd be interesting to see how it disseminates and who's working on, who's he working with, and how his influence and thought will continue to develop. Okay. And it was just like a soundbite taken out of a big thing, and oh, okay. So I thought a really interesting thing about on the AI topic. There's a conversation happening in my ears that no one else can hear, but so Julian Assange is free, and Die Zeit, which is like a huge German newspaper, used AI generated images of Julian Assange on Instagram posts saying, what is your opinion? and I thought it was so interesting. And they were like powerful images, but it's like these are AI images that this, like one of Germany's biggest papers, is just like churned out some AI generated images of Julian Assange rather than using actual photos, or like, it's also something that could have been commissioned. And yeah, it's just interesting to see like how that's kind of in a very short space of time, like almost in certain things, almost ubiquitous. Like I see I saw some website recently which had like, it was a lot of written like articles, and each one was accompanied by an AI image, and it somehow, it almost, even though there's so much possible with the images, somehow it's still, there's this recognizable quality to be like, oh, another AI image. And some of the images are super powerful. It's like, oh wow, that is such a cool image. Like, yeah, it was created by a prompt and a image generation thing, but it's created a cool image. But there's some, I don't know what it is, but for some reason there's often like there's this shared sameness, even though like they're really detailed, powerful, potentially like, or even awesome images. But it's like, yeah, there's something, it's interesting that it's like instantly recognizable. Maybe because it's becoming so common. It's like, oh yeah, AI. Yeah, they don't have to pay any artists. And maybe it's even like an Adobe subscription, and they just like, that's this thing I heard recently about Adobe, that there's some new thing about how whatever you create in the Creative Cloud, Adobe has access to, and there's a potential that could be used to train their AI or whatever. But I'm glad. Oh yeah, well, I was thinking about something about it recently, like in this conversation about like just think about the value of making images and like the process. Like we're sitting here hanging out, doing this portrait of Noam Chomsky, and just dedicating some time to just putting these marks on paper. And there's something really special about the focus and the process of doing it. I don't know. I can't imagine that putting, even if you get a really good image come out of your AI prompt, it's just not the same process of actually like sitting, first of all, learning how to do it. But yeah, sitting and making something just for the sake of making something. Yeah. The digital painting is still painting. Yeah, I'm also thinking I'm almost ready to say this is done for today. And thank you for those of you who stuck with me through the technical difficulties. And thanks for being here all the way through, Linda. We've spent hours together today. Oh, I think you're muted. Can't hear you. But yeah, thanks to everyone who tuned in and participated. I'd love to see your work if you've been working on this portrait as well. So please tag me on Instagram if you're sharing it. My pleasure. Yeah, enjoy. All right, cool. Take care. Bye-bye. Yeah, thanks, Linda and Ed, for hanging out with me. And thank you to everyone on Instagram and YouTube who was watching it. Yeah, I wish you all well. And thank you, yeah, just for hanging out and making this together. Take care. Bye-bye.